Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to High1 Country Club for day 2 coverage of the High1 Resort Ladies Open. Well, it was a wet start to the championship Thursday morning. Some early rain forcing the delay of the opening round by almost 3 hours. Just over half the field had to come back and complete their opening rounds this morning. But we are pretty much back on schedule. And the scoring as it was yesterday is still outstanding. Jung Eun-soo was at 6 under par, will stay at 6 under. That was a birdie attempt for her. I'm Timothy Lowe. Welcome along to round 2 coverage here. And we're going to be seeing a lot of the same players we saw in the opening round. That's just the way that delays work, unfortunately. But not going to complain. Get to see a little bit more of Ko Ji-yu, Chen Yi-sung, and Sung Yu-jin. At the moment, 12 under par leads this championship. Yang Hyo-jin with a pair of 67s to set the mark at 12 under. Remember, it is a par 73 this year. That controversial 18th hole now playing as a par 5, and I think that's a positive change. Choi Yerim, 65 yesterday for her 8 under par, but just even today, battling back nicely. Coming off back-to-back birdies after a few bogeys, although that birdie effort on the 6th leaving much to be desired for the lady who lost in a playoff at Birch Hill a couple of weeks back. Still seeking that first title on the KLPGA Tour. Now Kim Soo-ji playing nicely, as she tends to do in this time of the year. She's one off the lead, just coming off a birdie at the 6th, 5 under today. Uh-oh, caught that thin. Flip the lip and curse of the TV cameras. That one is baptized for Soo Ji. So a penalty drop surely incoming. She's going to be dropping at least one. It was a very solid day. Just cutting a little unstuck here towards the end of her second round. Looks like Park Hye-jin. Yes, it is Park Hye-jin on the 8th. Last hole of her day. Good tee shot in here. Birdie chance, not going to get there. Talk about the great scoring pace that we have been seeing at the moment. The projected cut going to be 2 under par. Still half the field to go. Could move to 3 by the end of the day. Now Hong Jin-young not thinking about the cut line. Trying to inch her way up that leaderboard. That's pretty good. 2 under par today after opening with a 5 under round on Thursday. That'll be the strike. Just rechecking that alignment. Park Hyun-kyo on the KLPGA Tour a couple of weeks back. Monday finish at the Earth Monda Mid Cup. Missed the cut last time out at the Lotte Open. We've seen a number of players leaving their putts short through the opening round and a half. Some of that's to do with the precipitation that this golf course was absolutely saturated with. Just haven't got their speed back just yet. Final hole of the day for Jung Eun-soo. You might look at that scoreboard and think 6 under, that's a decent score. Right now, that's only a share of 15 and projected to continue to slide. Billion Korean won prize purse up for grabs this week. 270 million won, heading the way of the champion. There's Lee Dae-yeon. He was a strong contender all the way to the finish line at Bears Best last week, and Cheong-na ultimately coming up just 1 shot shy of eventual winner Kim Hyo-joo. It's a new putter in the bag this week for Dae-yeon, and if it continues to behave like that, I don't think it's going to stay in the equipment chamber very much longer. Hyo-joo, of course, not here this week. She's contesting a major championship, the Evian Championship in France. Opening round started yesterday. Kim Min-joo tied for the lead. 1 hole left to play in her second round, and that is pretty solid. 200 power round of 70 yesterday. Currently the leader of the Amundi Evian Championship, Japan's Aki Iwai, by one over Karine Delacroix, and multiple-time KLPGA Tour winner, now LPGA Tour stalwart, Yuhei Ran. She shares third with Mao Saigo. 5 under par play continuing across at the Evian Resort Golf Club. For $1 that's right, that is a hefty chunk of change as they contest the 4th major championship of the LPGA Tour season. Good look from above at this par 4 7th. It's an innocuously tight looking landing area. It looks generous on the tee, but then you realize that there's quite a bit of trouble down the left, because if you just stray into that left rough, you can draw a pretty thick line, then you come over a majority of the water for your second shot. Water that Kim Soo-ji found after clipping the lip of the bunker. Penalty drop taken, so now we'll be hitting her 4th. Just trying to limit the damage here. 15 feet right, give yourself a chance to save a bogey. Straight up the target, and she's given herself a reasonable chance. So the broadcast yesterday, mistakes are inevitable. We play golf at the highest level. When you respond to those mistakes, that determines your quality as a champion. To the 5th, Kim Min-sun 7. Gaia back in April. She's turning to be a very solid contender week in, week out on the KLPGA Tour. Now a 3-time victor on the circuit. Back to 9 and Park Hye-jun. Just strayed into the rough, Jiang-Su. It looked a lot worse from the camera angle on the opposite side of the fairway. At least today, that hole not cut in that back shelf, so you have to come over a deep inside bunker. Got that to land pretty softly. Very nicely played shot for Jiang. Kim Min-sol, runaway leader atop the money list and the points list, tops many statistical categories. Already 3 times a winner on tour this year. She's at 6 under par. Maybe just half a club short there on the 5th. The great scoring we've seen so far this week. Go over to the KLPGA Tour website, check out the close to the opening round of Kim Min-joo. She went off late yesterday and picked up 9 birdies in her last 10 holes, the exception being a par on the 16th. That was outrageous, a 29 on the inward half. That left her tied for the lead at the end of the opening round, and she remains tied for the lead at the moment, albeit with Yang Hyo-jin, a chance to post 13 under at the halfway stage. So Kim Min-joo playing with some wonderful confidence right now. Back to 7 and Hong Jin-young. Got enough pace on it. Just a little high with the line. Good effort. third victory of the season. 2 weeks back at a playoff against Choi Yedin. That birdie effort leaves much to be desired from the 21-year-old. Soyeon. Factor through 2 rounds last week at Bears Best, but just fell away on the weekend. Hit the card. Just looking here. See how many birdies are available on this High1 CC. Craft your chances. Try and take them when you get them. Exactly what Sora Jin's going to try and do here on the 18th for birdie. Oh dear. That would have been for a round of 69. Still going to be a blemish-free round of 70 today, leaving her at 8 under par. Right, pretty flat topography-wise for Vincent. Tried to move back, just stayed straight. But we can take great comfort that the weather is much improved from the dour overcast conditions on Thursday. Still quite cool out there, which is a nice respite. It's been a very warm Korean summer so far. Now Suji to drop just 1. Ultimately, for a second shot, finding the penalty area is going to cost her dearly. That is a double bogey 6. Kim with just 2 holes left to play this Friday. She would have liked for par at 5 Minsol. Yeah, but she's up to the task as she's been throughout the first half of the season. Rectifies the situation nicely. Here's EG Hyun. Traveling along pretty solidly. Last time out in Cheongna. Playing pretty nice golf today. Bogey free for her round, and she'll have that to post a round of 67. Here's Hyun Kyung. A long ways back on 7. Fairways aren't getting much run. With that hybrid from 170, gotta look up right here. At the target. You can see it there with that ball landing, how soft they are. Thankfully, no further precipitation is forecast, at least for the rest of today. Doesn't drop, but Park Ye-jin is safely through to the weekend. 72 today for her. Get it. He's coming into her face. You've got to flatten out the trajectory a little with this 6-iron. Quality shot, really good, solid shot. Minju for her birdie. going to say that would have been her 18th birdie in 36 holes, which is frankly staggering. She just had the 17. Double bogeys and a double. That is very good golf from Kim Min-joo. Factor once again into the weekend at High1 CC. Back to 7 with Lee Daeon. It's a very well played shot from that right rough. Oh, just slips away low, unlucky. Good try. .71, very consistent stuff. Goes into moving day at 6 under par as well. Back up to the final hole at EG Hyun. Trying to take her tally. I beg your pardon, this is Hyun Se-lin, who's not going to be around for the weekend, but could at least sign off in style. No eagle to be found. And with the way that these ladies have been tearing up High1 CC, over par scores. It's a one-way ticket to an early exit. So, despite a birdie there, the race for the title ends here. 274 is no joy for Hyun Se-lin. Suji looking to bounce back here on 8. Bounce back, really candid, aggressive, and beautiful tee-shot. That's okay. Green to work with. Such a tidy short game this lady possesses. There's a reason why she has victories in the KLPGA Tour. This is PGO. Trying to take it to 10 under par for the tournament. Stay up. Oh, just needed a little bit more conviction, but that's a brilliant round of golf for her. Having the par 68 to go along with an opening round of 69. Here's Yerim. 7. Shot deserved better, just missed out a feet further than she would have liked. There's still a chance moving from right to left. Certainly little stiffer than it was for yesterday's opening round. Here's Minsol on the 6th. This would be the perfect bounce back for Kim Soo-ji. Straight putt, little downhill as well. Got it. Yes. So the double bogey on 7, sandwiched by a couple of deuces on 6 and 8. Soo-ji back to double digits under par. With a Hyun Kyung on 7. Good swings. Try to just program it into her mind that hit these putts with a little bit more pace. Look at that breeze really starting to whip. Unfortunately, anyone who's lived in this part of the world for a while knows that when the breeze starts to get up, unfortunately that's usually a harbinger for potential problems from above, so keep those fingers and toes crossed that wind or potential electrical activity does stay away. Oh, just hung up with enough pace. Good putt there for you. Should move to 7 under par. Can Minsol do the same? Couple holes back on 6. Slow one up the hill. It's going to fall away low. Just looking at the surface of the water behind her. Don't look like drops of rain, which is always a little concerning. I have jinxed it, haven't I? Said it was going to be a perfect day. And there's a microclimate out there because it looks bone dry where Soo-ji is on the 9th. Final hole of her day.
Sure. Okay, come on.
Heartbreak for the second time in 3 years at Birch Hill for Choi Yerim, falling in a playoff to Park Hyun Kyung in 2024 and then to Kim Min-sol this year, but she's challenging again. Such a good player, you know that first title is going to come soon. Could very well be this week if she continues to hit solid golf shots. Let's go to the 9th with Yoo So-yeon. Straight into the right rough, but that on the left hole location today, that's not going to be a massive headache. Move down to the top of the backswing from Hyun Kyung, bumps into that left side really nicely. Weight on the lead foot. Quite get it right that time, sort of popped up, but managed to save it nicely and give herself a decent chance at a birdie. Well, action coming fast and furious here on day 2 of the High1 Resort Ladies Open. It's Yang Hyo-jin and Kim Min-joo who lead the way at 12 under par. Kim Soo-ji with 1 hole left to play. Ko Ji-yoo still about half an hour away from getting second round underway. just off the edge of the green at 8 is where we find Dion at 6 under par. Boy, she has hit some good putts over the last couple of weeks of the KLPGA Tour. And it's one of those times where you start to think, ifs and buts, but one or two of those drop. Different story last week at the Lotte Open. Back to 9 in Hong. Started that little left of target. Well left of target. Oh, goodness me. That is a wide, wide miss for Hong Jin Young. Trying to win. Be aggressive with this one, working uphill. Good positive putt and a good result. That's what happens when you can get it to the hole. Nice birdie there, Choi Rim, up to 9 under par. Thick line. Just got to look at the front edge number for you. Very grateful for the softer greens this week. Stops nice and quick. Now Suji, prime position down the middle of the fairway. She can get a ton of spin on these short irons. 121 meters, probably playing closer to 130 with the little elevation that she's coming up. Solid golf shot from Kim. Got back to 8 to see if Park Hyun Kyung can pour one in. And watch Choi Rim hold it from similar range. Got to go, and frustration again for Kim Kyung. Safe to say we're not going to lose Kim Ga-hui in the fog today. That is a bright pink shirt, and that is a hopefully clumsy bogey. The first of the two par 5s. This front 9 slides back to 6 under. Yebbing on the 9th. So it sort of just gently plays uphill all the way. Doubling a little from left to right.
Yeah.
This is all kinds of unpleasant for Hong Jin Young. To try and land that short of the green, and she has made that look a lot simpler than it actually was. Superb bit of touch after a, let's call it a rank second. Always said it. The simplest and sweetest swings on the KLPGA Tour. Just so efficient. Not any wasted movement. Despite not being the tallest out there, she's got plenty of speed, make no mistake. that green. See if Suji can get herself back to 11 under par. It's a lovely second. This one breaking from right to left. Wasn't to be, but that's going to be a second straight round in the 60s for Kim Suji once she taps that one in. Don't want to be trotting on the line of her playing partners. KLPGA Tour for Park Hyun-kyung. Most lucrative coming across the North Sea at that Earth Mondamin Cup on the KLPGA Tour. One-day finish. Maybe she came into last week's tournament, the Lotte Open, with a little bit of fatigue. Regardless, she's going to be making the cut this week at High1 CC. And yes, nice finish there for Hong Jin Young. Closes out with a birdie. That's an excellent round of 7 under par. That leaves her right in the conversation. Han Sung-hee birdied the first, dropped a shot at the second. Here she is at the fourth. Three good birdie looks there. Song-hee and company. to have switched a little. Feels like it's still coming into Hyun-Kyung's face, but maybe just a little off the left. Tried to knock that one down, keep it low, but hung the club face a little open. Not disastrous though. It's a perfectly acceptable miss. To the 7th and Kim Min Sun. It's just up against the collar of rough. Should be unfortunately an option to use the flat stick, and it's considered pretty good. Here it nicely placed. This family. She does have that flatter ball flight. Should help if it does get a little breezy. Fine shot for Choi. Dion just about kept it in the fairway. Should be last to play. This might be a 9-iron for her. Good news is that breeze has settled down a little. Tried to go after that one. Trying to hit the shorter club harder, and unfortunately that's what happened. Didn't quite make it up that little step. Here's Minsol on 7, trying to get to 7 under. Birdie chance. We've seen this putt through a couple of players with its pace. It's going to fool Minsol as well. Got to a hole. Just can't quite send that out far enough left. Just get the sense she's biding her time. That's how good she's been this year. You're never writing her off. Back to An Sung-hee on 4. And, take it 8 under. Been a while since her last victory on the KLPGA Tour, but An Sung-hee is in the hunt. That'll move her inside the top 10. Picked up her 6th victory on tour. Doosan Match Play Championship. Beginning of May. Bang Shin-sil needs a couple birdies if she wants to cruise into the weekend. That's going to help. Fighting away is Bang Shin-sil. She has had a strange up and down day. Move her to 3 under. You just get the sense the cut's going to be at least 3 by day's end. At the moment it's 2, but certainly trending towards 3 under with the softness of how this High1 CC course has been affected by that rain we had on day 1. If these ladies preferred lies with soft greens, they are going to attack. It was a poor second from Lee Da-yeon. It was on the wrong level of the screen, but still putting for birdie. So with the honour after that birdie on 7. Safely 4 and 8, but you really call that a realistic birdie opportunity, would you? So 40 feet away, so we go back to 9, and Park Hyun-kyung. Let's see, this looks like a bit of a double breaker. Should want to go left early, but then in the last third of its journey, it appears that it's going to be influenced by that little shoulder. Drawing rim sanding on, and should make it want to move a little back towards the right as it gets to the cup. This will be slightly downhill, so just focus on the pace first. You feel like you've got a bit of a free run at it because you're not expecting to make it, so you're just honing in on that pace, and if it drops, it's a happy bonus. If not, take your 2 putts and get ready for tomorrow. Maybe a little too aggressive, so gonna stick a marker on that one. It's an insult. Hard to believe. He's technically a rookie. It's the first full rookie season on the KLPGA Tour, but he's already a 5-time winner. 2 wins last season. 3 this year. Dominant force here in South Korea. And those girls just without a weakness in their game, and she hits it a long way. So that is a great tool in your locker. Very good shot there on the 18th, but that was her 4th after finding some trouble. So, going to be a big putt coming up. Like I said, 3 under par is probably going to be the mark come day's end, so that'll be a putt to make the cut. Yerim on her final hole across the other side of the car park. This is the 9th for birdie. Oh, tried. Lovely effort. That's going to be a pretty solid finish to her round. Was really struggling, 2 over par through 12 holes, and then picked up a couple late birdies. So when she brushes that one in, it'll be a 1 under par 72 for Choi. Back to Kim Min-sun on the 8th. She'll be the first to stick her hand up and admit that she has made an absolute mess of this 9th hole after what was a stunning tee shot. Never expected to have a par putt of this length after where she was playing her 2nd, but nonetheless here we are. It's just one of those awful, uncomfortable ones. Standing in a spot where your feet are a little higher than the ball. Coming downhill, you have to start it outside the hole. She's had to work for this one. Yep. And well, some of the best in the game in South Korea, not immune to the occasional little slip up. It's not going to make lunch taste any better for Lee Da-yeon. Clumsy bogey on her final hole leaves her at 5 under par at the halfway stage. Meanwhile, Yang Hyo-ri for her part, this in all likelihood is to make the cut. Got to be brave here, show some heart, start it right edge with pace. Yes, well done. Good up and down for Yang Hyo-ri. Leaked a little oil coming home. that should be good enough to see her into the weekend. Here's Hyun Kim. Just raced that birdie putt past a little, so more cleanup than she would have liked, but historically has never finished outside the top 15 in the last 5 years in the putting statistics on the KLPGA Tour, so I feel this should be pretty much a formality for her. And indeed it is. So she will go into Saturday at 6 under after 2 under par 71. Yeah, Shinsil. A slow putt, just a little up the hill, working from left to right. Just needed a little more. Championship thus far for Choi Rim. At the moment, 3 shots back, but still a couple of dangerous players left in the afternoon. Sun Yu Jin, Jun Yi Sung, and Ko Ji Yu. One at 7 under, Ji Yu at 9. About to get their second rounds underway as Kim Min Sol comes towards the end of hers. A birdie chance on 8 for the points leader. That looks good. It's a lovely try. This would be a nice recovery after the bogey on the 4th. Chance here on 5. Kim Ga-hui. Left to right slider facing Kim Min Sun on 8, but for birdie. Just falls off right so quickly, right off the putter face, and just really never has a chance from there on in. To the closing hole. Jung Min. Saw a lot of her last week at that Lotte Open. And that final group. 2 days in a row. One-time winner at the KLPGA Tour as well. So will be safely in her par, just the 9th to go. Lee Se-hee starting her 2nd round and ready to manufacture something. It's at the opening hole. Short shot, only 39 meters, but you can see the lie is well above her feet, gripping well down, easy to slip the club under this. Just gotta try and take your medicine, protect against getting too cute. Outstanding, wonderful piece of wedge work from Lee Se-hee. this one. Plenty of attention. Moon Jung-min seems to indicate that maybe that green is starting to confuse her a little, but again, from this range, just pick a side, inside left half and firm. I feel that'd be the play. Nicely hold. And a good closing birdie there for Moon Jung-min. Made a late bogey yesterday, which no doubt would have irritated her. But today's a new day. With driver getting her second round underway.
다음은 메디 소속의 안지현 선수입니다.
안지현! 화이팅!
Playing in the company of An Ji-hyun, who could only muster a level par 73 yesterday. But the good news is, we've seen it. Look at birdies to be made out here at High1 CC.
마지막으로 하이원 리서치 소속의 정한결 선수입니다.
ENG. Birdie look got the first, but pretty long one. The early test that Park Ye-ji would have liked. This is for par at the opening hole. This first hole has given up plenty of birdies. It's a very soft start to your round at High1 CC, and somehow Park Ye-ji is going to walk off with a bogey 5. Kim So-jong racing off into the early lead when we came on air yesterday. It was 4 under through her first 3, gave a couple shots back, ultimately a 4 under par. She's picked up a couple of early birdies, and despite that awkward stance there, has managed to almost get it on the putting surface. See, majestic second. Simple conversion left to go to 4 under par. Nicely done. Min-sun. Probably is a little better than it actually looks. And the angle's okay. She's got 9 iron from 170. Very good indeed from Kim Min-sun. A lot of weight in that front foot for Chung Han Kyo. Always looked a little more hunched over than some of the other golfers we see on tour, but those arms hang down so naturally for Kim Min-sun. It's a full 100 yards in. That is a pretty good shot. From long range at 5. The contact sounded pretty good for Anji here, just playing a little chaser up under that back step. So just a little stub and run now. And the fourth, got the stub, and that ran out nicely. Eugene. Pretty okay spot. The upslopes have got a good amount of elevation. Just clubbed it. That is a little unforced error. Early days for some. So, just starting day 2 is Ko Eun-hee, 1 under par, 72 yesterday for her. Must have called
다음은
this hole
컨텐츠
yesterday,
소개
took double
고지윤
bogey,
선수입니다.
just into the left rough. Get a little fiddly. And down at the green, Sun Yoo-jin with all kinds of work to do for her birdie. Slow putt up a little plateau. Looks like Park Ye-ji left herself a bit of a stinker for par. The lady that had a share of the lead at the end of the opening round. 2024 champion here, Ko Ji-yoo. Takes a bit of an unlucky kick. That kicks on forward. It's an easy pitch. Now she's bunkered. Go to the last hole of the day for Bang Shin-sil. 2 putts from here. We'll see her through to the weekend with ease. It's okay. A little bit of tidying up to do, but she'd be up to the task. She's a 6-time tour champion after all. Jung. Late bogey in her round yesterday. Ultimately 67. Very solid start to the week for the 2-time major champion. So pretty much up there, a little channel here on 9 coming up now. Not for the first time today. Just didn't hit it. For par. Gotta keep your speed up, but this goes left. Just enough on it. So slipped in.
땅.
Straight at the target.
엄마인가?
I thought that looked nice. It was very solid indeed. It's after that lovely second. Oh my goodness, and that is what you would call a big squandered opportunity. An eagle look for Kim Min-byul on 18. Haven't seen much of her today, but she is putting together a fine round of golf. Just dropped a shot on 17. And almost got that back with interest on 18. Fantastic effort for Min Byul. So it'll be a two-putt birdie. That'll be a round of 70. The former Rookie of the Year. And she will go into the weekend alongside the likes of EG Hyun and Choi Rim at 9 under par. Min Byul in the mix. Okay, Bang Shin-sil safely makes the cut here at High1 CC. Past 72 today. Back to the first. Quite a bit of slope to deal with in it. Four line the rough. This is going to be coming out low and chasing, just about clean contact, trying to pick your right landing spot. Try to play that with height, throw it on a little bit deeper, but that is the problem. It just keeps chasing away. Nice clean line. Play the chuck and run if she wants. How compact that sand is, she can pretty much throw it maybe 15 feet short of the hole, couple of hops, and then just have a drop anchor. What she tried to do, just tossed it on a little far, but pretty good shot. Birdie on the last for Kim Min Sun 7, rounded 72 like Shin-sil. All three players safely through to the second half of the week. Hee-jung, ample amount of green to work with. Pretty straight face club. Going for the old school bump and run. I like this play. And she's executed it pretty nicely. See, and the second. Birdie the first. Looking good to pick up a birdie at the second. See, some excellent form. So too is An So-mi. Great tee shot at 6. She convert for birdie. Yes, she can. Well done there. Should take it to 9 under par as well. Bunch of players now on that mark, but still no one getting past Yang Hyo-jin and Kim Min-ju just yet. Left to righter for Ko and Hee at the first. Good weight on it. This would certainly signal her intentions early. Just hitting the ground running. Go to you. Good chance. The opening hole. I've seen Ko and Hee's putt react around the back up. So this should just be maybe a ball outside left edge. Yeah, straight in the middle. Koji Yu has come to the party on Friday afternoon. Unlikely to be able to complete this round. Just being past 3:15 in the afternoon local time in South Korea. It does get dark around 7, so try and complete as many holes as she can. Oh, and say he squanders a good look there at the second. Slightly more awkward read than the one that Koji Yu had, even though it is a shorter putt. Just got to pick that line and commit to it with good pace. So it's just one of those awful little leaves you can have for birdie on that first hole from the right-hand side. Only a par. Che Jung-won. Last hole, she's at 4 under par, comfortably inside the mark at the moment. Split the fairway on 2. Again, pretty accessible pin in this left half. Ton for An Ji-hyun. Slightly more level line than Sung Yoo-jin. Much better shot, should come off that slope a little as well. Back to 8, and this putt for Jun Yu Ri. Downhill, she's had a poor season so far. Really needs to pick it up. In the back half of the year, she's going to be heading back to Q School. That's a much-needed birdie. Well done. Top 60 keep their cards at the end of the season. That's the big goal for the players. It takes so much pressure off. Not that Koji Yu has to worry about that. 3-time winner on the KLPGA Tour. She's trailing by 2, standing on the 2nd tee. When they played this hole yesterday, it was in a pretty thick fog. Could barely see anything. Much more aggressive line today, and just into the left rough. Now go. Just over the left-hand side of that first trap. Something right about there. Che Jung-won here at 9. Hee-jung just got to put that little miss out of her mind as she takes to the second tee, looking far enough left. Yeah, made a good pass at that. Should be perfect. Green, Sung Yoo Jin. Enough pace to hold its line. That's a much appreciated birdie for Sung Yoo Jin, who'll move back to 8 under. So he has found the bunker at the 7th. It's a scary shot here. Priority 1, make sure you clear that lip. Contact sounded clean. Wasn't even trying to take on the target, just made sure that she kept that on dry land, which she's done. Birdie chance at 2. Just tips toes away a little to the right. The other way on her. Go out to the 18th hole. And the second shot from the fairway for Ma So Young. I've got to say, much prefer this hole as a par 5. Just adds so much more character, and it makes more sense than a strange par 4. So the green has been found in 2, an eagle putt to come for So Young. Eugene got her account open with that birdie at 2, trying to keep the pressure on here at 3, going with driver. Here's Cole. Second shot plays downhill a couple of meters. His second. In middle step of the green, which Cole he has found nicely. So good look there. Doesn't need to overcomplicate this. Can play it with a pitching wedge. Trying to hit some kind of little chaser. When you do reach for a little bit more loft, that's what happens sometimes. You just get that unwanted bit of check instead of release. Now she's scrambling to save par. Just into the left rough, but not be an issue here from 91. The back of the ball pretty cleanly with that wedge. Pulls it slightly, but saw Sung Yoo Jin hold it from a similar position earlier on, so it is doable and we know it. Maybe a little further left than she would have liked, and her lies a little poorer than Hee-jung's. What we try to do is just leave that in the middle level of this 3-tiered green, and you're going to fancy your chances for a birdie. Quite enough, and that's going to worm its way back down onto the lower segment. So no gimme 2 putt from there for Ko Ji-Yu. Well, afternoon session is off and running here on day 2 at the High1 Resort Ladies Open. Young Hyo-jin and Kim Min-joo lead the way at 12 under. Ko Ji-Yu with an opening birdie joins Kim Soo-ji in a share of 3rd. wasn't far off. That second shot finishing on the top level, but nonetheless here we are for Go Jiu. Slow one. Almost impossible to get it to the hole. She's tried her level best and she has managed pretty nicely. Hit on 3, Sung Yujin. Pretty locked in. Great shot. And pop up for Anthony after a bit of a clunky third. And she will pay the price. First look of the day at Park Bo-kyung, former winner on tour, playing a fun shot into 18. And that will be a little kick in for birdie to send Park Bo-kyung into the weekend at 7 under. Going to be enough on that for Im Hee-jung. Thick line for Kyo on 3. Get as much air under this as possible to have it come down soft. And she's done that pretty nicely judged from Chung. Slight upslope, which will help her get a little elevation. Found the green into So Young on 18. So brilliant effort from long range earlier from a pretty similar spot. Kim Min-byul. Let's get a little bit more pace. It's looking quite good. Look at this! Oh, tried to hang on. Almost the eagle through, but she'll take the birdie to move to 5 under quite happily, thank you very much.
플레이하겠습니다. 플레이하겠습니다.
Reaching for that tee quickly usually indicates a satisfied player. Doesn't even need to watch that one land, and that's why. Good shot, Goji Yu. Not what you need to see when birdies are very much the order of the day. Chung, another frustrating par. Back to the tee with Im Hee Jung. A very good shot into the green. Really deserves this putt, An Ji-hyun. And she will have it. Gets herself to 1 under as Ma looks to pop this one in. 36 holes at 5 under par. Well done. Eugene. Just outside right edge. Yep, beautifully holed. Back-to-back birdies for Sung Yoo-jin. There's another player gets up to 9 under. Starting to bunch up a little bit. And here's Somi on the 8th tee. And just dropped a shot. This opening stretch of holes at High1 CC really gives you a lot of good opportunities to pick up some early birdies in your round. You're seeing them here on the 3rd. Again, front hole location, slightly downhill from where Ko and he is, which is pulled out a touch. It's okay. I'd loved it to be half the distance. I know that sounds like stating the obvious, but just a little clunky now. Hee-jung, left rough, but the lie's okay. Coming into a green that's sort of below the level of the fairway, this should come down a little softer. Beautifully controlled. A lot of 3-woods off this 4th tee. Able to get home in 2, so just playing for position. Toss that on a little deeper into the green, especially knowing she'd get some grab coming from the fairway. So gives herself an outside look. Speaking of outside looks, here's Ansongi on 8. Our first look of the day at Bae So-hyun, who's at 3 under par on the 6th tee. 3-time winner on tour. Has been in the doldrums over the last year and a half, so good to see her starting to find a little confidence again. Under. Still the mark set by Yang Hyo-jin and Kim Min-joo here on day 2 at High1 CC. You just got to keep it left of Im Hee-jung's marker. Oh, yes. Powered that one in with pace. So, a couple of early birdies to start day 2 for Go, was already cutting into that lead held by Yang Hyo-jin and Kim Min-joo at 12 under. Here's another player off to a fast start with a couple of early birdies. Sung Yoo-jin. Here she is at the 4th with her second. Not going to reach this par 5 in 2, just playing for position, but that's leaking a little bit right. Stays in the short grass though. Go. At the moment, that projected cut still 2 under par, low 60 and ties, but it is inching its way towards 3. One certainly not going to be good enough, unfortunately. At the moment, 2 under par, tie for 59, so 2 more players move up to 3 under, and that's where the cut's going to finish. Good news for Ko Ji-Yu's sister, Ko Ji-won. She's just birdied her opening hole to move to 2 under. Hee-jung chance to open the account here on the 3rd after a couple of early misses. Yep. Well done. What's on the board for the afternoon? Im Hee-jung to 7 under par and into the top 50. Lee Se-hee off the green here at 4. But nicely played. Should save par without any incident. Last week's co-runner-up. GU going with the less than driver play. Smooth one, tight-ish fairway. Soft they're playing, not difficult to find, particularly with 3-wood, 5-wood in hand. Green Park AG, who bogeyed her opening hole, chance to get that shot back, a birdie opportunity at the par 5. Yep, slides that one in. You can see there, it's just pretty much a dead straight hole. This 4th. Couple of fairway bunkers that must be avoided. Entire right-hand side of this hole. I won this event back in 2021 in Hee-jung. So that's what it takes to conquer High1 Country Club. And it just hangs on the right edge, that's fine. Further down the hole, 3rd for Chung Han Kyeol, who hasn't really been playing a lot from the fairway today. That's not really a recipe for success on tour. Gets that to kick out of the rough, nice and friendly. Birdie chance coming up. Ji-hyun, much better angle, much better lie. See what she can manage from 97 meters. See there the difference, much more control. Back on the 3rd, this is Kim Shi-hyun. Lengthy downhiller for her birdie. Oh, go on. Oh, yes, well done. Nice putt. And a bonus there for Kim, who moves to that all-important projected cut mark of 2 under par. Got Sun Yoo-jin, who's just seen her playing partner An Song-hee hit one in tight. An Ji-hyun, excuse me. Hits the brakes a little early, but pretty good shot. Jeremy Bunchand. Her long-time boyfriend, fellow professional golfer Sadom Kaukanjana, out there with her this week. Sadom, former Korean Open champion, won that title at La Vie est Belle last year. Applying his trade on the Asian Tour and the DP World Tour. Out in the field at the Renaissance Club for the Genesis Scottish Open this week, so out here supporting his girlfriend, and Jaravi Bunchan obliging with some pretty good golf. Here is An Song-hee on her final hole of the day, but it's a poor line that left rough on 9. We'll see what she can do from 125. Done very nicely. G picked up a history equaling 20th KLPGA Tour title a few weeks ago. Just need a couple of birdies, and we'll need that putter to behave. She needs to stick around for more golf this week. With those fairway woods, Goju, that just comes with pure speed. Nicely done. Let's go to the 18th, and Hwang Yuna playing this hole as a 3-shotter. She's at 6 under par. Chung on the 4th. She's been hitting good putts, but it's just been one of those weeks, unfortunately. Attention, this putt, she knows, tries to pull off to the left pretty quickly. Yoo-jin, 3 in a row. Took a little wobble coming off the putter face. I wonder if that just knocked enough pace off it. Touch unlucky there for Sung. So Hyun hit this tee shot what feels like an eternity ago, and that is hardly a good effort for birdie. She is going to be sweating over that putt for par. Now An Get herself up to 2 under. Here's one after that very nicely played wedge. A nice way to cap off her round, closing with a birdie, 71 for her. It's a full wedge from here. Slide uphill, slightly up the hill. So just take something off a pitching wedge here. Try and float one in there. Not get it spinning up so much. Whatever it was not well executed. Poor shot from Hee-jung. Save par. Those are the mistakes you can ill afford to make as a professional golfer. 3 putts and they hurt. Now Ko and Hee. This one looks to be a little deeper into the green, and Hee-jung's not by much. Go GU. 2 playing partners have hit very substandard shots. We'll see if she can do any better. Should be a nice comfortable gap wedge from 79. Yep, that's more like it. Very good. We'll have that putt to tie the lead. Target this 5th fairway and what the players face at 4, but Seo Yoo-jin looks to have kept it in the short grass. No. Comically small fairway for a par 5 the players have to hit into. Let's go up to An Seo-gi, trying to cap off a lovely day. Here's a birdie chance. It's going to come up short. So 71 for An Seo-gi. All is said and done. He's just inside of the top 10. With 36 holes to play. So steady goal from An. forced error with the third. Hee Jung having to scramble now on 4. That one came out a little sluggish. Needs to keep chasing. Putter's going to come under a little pressure there for him. Here's a first look of the afternoon at Chun Yi-sung. Par start to her day. She's at 7 under. Cole and Hee up and over, just a gentle little rise for birdie at the 4th. Clear the penalty here in front of her. Try and keep it short of the next one. Bit of a gimmicky hole, bit of a Mickey Mouse hole. This par 5 fifth. It just forces you to put 2 good layups. That sounded nice there for Sun Yoo-jin. That should stay short of the trouble. Okay. We'll be able to attack from there. To tie the lead, Jiu on 4. No, just ran out of steam. Decent try though. Plenty of chances, and I think should be the odds-on favourite to be leading come day's end. Oh, here's her sister, Ko Ji-won. Birdied her opening hole, birdied the second, and pitching at 3. Playing that very well indeed. Good save. It consolidates the fast start with a tidy up and down here on the 3rd. A hard working par at 4. Those putts do so much more than the birdies you make on the holes before. Yes, you've picked up a shot, but you consolidate it on the next. It just preserves momentum. See the top of High1 CC's clubhouse in the distance. And speaking of distance, look at this putt that you see he's left himself a birdie. Oh gosh darn, you jarred it. Fabulous effort. Two putt. Back at the tee on 5. John looking at 3 whips and how hard Sun Yoo-jin's tee shot kicked left. There's a little hump in the middle of the fairway that sort of throws everything into the left rough. Tough target to hit. Tee shot landing a little softer, so keeps it in the short grass. Kim Seromi, the afternoon starters, one of the early afternoon starters. Here she is for birdie on 18. in. That's 3 in her last 4. And make a move as that breeze that was picking up a little bit earlier on in our coverage has just vanished completely. This High1 CC completely defenseless to the later starters on Friday. Jimmy Sung from long range at 3, down the hill, breaking to the right. Wasn't a million miles off. Lovely try. There's Cho Hye Lim. Need a bunch of birdies coming home. That's one. I'll be glad that there's a good scoring section she's heading into now with 1, 2, and 3. At the 5th, Van Ji Hyun. Very nice. Bit unlucky, that grabs on the downslope, but barely looked to come. Played 2 seasons on the LPGA Tour, did some Eugene before losing her card at the end of 2024. Has been back full-time in South Korea since. Mentioned that breeze, it looked like it was vanishing, but it seems to be in the back of Eugene's mind here on 5 as she sets up over her 3rd. Kyo rounding out this group, just about kept it in the fairway. Bunjan, got to take these chances when they're presented to you. And she will there at 4. Well done. Looking a little anxious with that. That's why. Down the left, it's going to limit the amount of control coming in for her 3rd. He's back 300 meters in. Looks like she's got a driver 9 on 5 iron. So clearly has a number that she's playing for. Tactician, Koji Yu. Apart from G, last we saw she was missing a tiny birdie, but back on the 3rd, chance to make amends here on 4. Playing alongside Bunchan. Unlike Bunchan, her putt stays above ground and she can scarcely believe it. Go to 6 with Isehi. Sejong also reaching for an iron. Again, you don't need to hit hybrid here because you will run through the fairway. And what's the point in that? Probably 5 iron as well for him. Looking live for Yu Kina as she plays the 9th out of the left rough. On the 5th, putting for birdie. Ooh, it looked good. It just needed a bit more speed. Heard that a bunch of times this week. This is a little uncomfortable for Kim So-jong. Unfortunately, back at 4 under par now. Doesn't like this side of the golf course. Dropped a couple yesterday. And this was her back 9. A couple of early birdies, which has given them back. It's going to be a birdie, but as unlikely as it may be on the 9th. The edge a couple of times already today. She'll do so again here on 5. Just a little shy with Sehi off the 6th. Lies okay, should come out tumbling. Nicely judged. Beautifully played, in fact, by Sehi. Back to Chen-Yi-sun. To work for her par on the 1st. Couple of good birdies at 2 and 3. This is a chance to add another for Sun Yoo-jin. 4 players currently in double digits under par. I'm not going to make it 5 here. Good try though. Tremendously patient competitor. Wins on the KLPGA Tour. You travelled, David. You said you learned a lot. Your time playing on the LPGA Tour with the best in the game. He is. Right pin just places on the right edge of the green. Really, you might try to hit some kind of little cut in there. That's exactly what she's trying to do. Started that in the middle, bleeding back. That's a good club as well. Excellent shot from Ko Ji-Yu. He's got to be a little bit more cautious from this left rough. You could see the just shutting that club face down a little. That is excellent judgment. So jump up and over a little rise for birdie at 9. That is very nicely judged indeed. Jump. Between a pitching wedge and a 9-iron here, can't quite tell what the line looks like from that angle. Can't leave it to get through the grass. It looked like a pretty heavy line. Gouged it nicely. Excellent shot. First par 3 of the day. Sung Jin to tackle. Seen a couple of birdies on this 6th hole today. 153 meters. She's got 6 on. And she's got the right number to cover the front edge of the green. Beautiful shot. Here's Yugina. A lot of good shots from the rough on the 9th into this segment, but the players who hit the fairway can't seem to do the same. It's bizarre. Here's Ann. A good mental picture of what she wants to do. Just following Sung Jin. Or do even better. Thought about it for a moment. What a beautiful shot from Ann. Here's Chun Yi-sung. A couple of holes back on 4. Players already just can't quite throw it far enough into the green. But still, that's okay. Outside chance remaining. Gee, a chance to tie the lead again. Here she is on 5. Oh, and look at that. He's an imperious form, Go Ji-Yu. 3rd birdie of the day, and it's a 3-way tie at 12 under. She is on the rise Friday afternoon at High1 CC. those tee shots. You thought Sung Eugene was good. Chung and An say, well, we can hit it closer, thank you very much. Back at 5, Hee Jeong for another. Nope, he's going to stay low. The poor reads just hasn't looked committed. Just not seeing the amount of movement in some of these putts. Hee Jeong will have to be content staying at 7 under par. Sung. Up and over, moving to her left. Like so many before her, just a little low. That birdie for Go Ji-yu means it's a 3-way tie at 12 under par here on day 2 at the High1 Resorts Ladies Open. You wouldn't believe it, but this is the longest birdie putt on the 6th hole in this group. Oh, thought she had that. I think she did too. Good try for Eugene. Kim So-jung at 10. Started her round yesterday on this hole, went birdie, birdie, eagle to be 4 under through 3. Talk about a dream start. Has it kicked on since then as we go back to Chung? Tape so far. Should be a couple under already today, but still stuck in neutral and 2 over for the championship. This looks a little uncomfortable for Yugina at 10. Did what she had to do, took the short miss out of play. Maybe a little unlucky that ran softer, but she's safely on the green. Come on, someone's got a birdie this 6th hole after those tee shots. And yes, thankfully Anji Hyun will oblige us. A nice birdie there, gets her to 2 under par. Second into the 7th for Lee Se-hee. Safely found the fairway with her tee shot. She's got 6 on. Eugene for her par. Had an okay week last time out at Bears Best, just inside the top 25. It's just one of those players where it feels like her floor is so high. And when she does have a ho-hum week, she's still running inside the top 30. 3 shots off the pace at the moment. By Kim Min-ju, Yang Hyo-jin, and this lady, Go Ji-yu. It's back on the tee. 3 under through her first 5 holes today. The 2024 champion. Once again sees her name atop the leaderboard. And High1 CC as the breeze has returned, and it seems to be coming into her face and working from left to right. Time off this tee, and I can understand that. He's so committed. It's one less club than we've seen most players hit. It's a 7-iron. Se-hee send this one out, working from right to left for birdie at the 7th. All in all, not too bad. It was a pretty difficult hole. It's always been one of the toughest at High1 CC. Not a bad score as we return to tee at 6 with Inhija. Beautiful. Never left the flag stick. Excellent tee shot. There's a bone to pick with this hole. The bogey of her day came courtesy of a 3-putt yesterday. Would love to pick up a birdie here on Friday as we go up to 7 with Eugene. I was asking for that to sit, and That ball thankfully listened. That is Park Min-ji. Stalled on one under par. Wouldn't be opposed to picking up a shot here at 5. And another one burns the edge. Getting good putts, not getting rewarded. Got to stay patient. Don't try and force the issue. Just keep giving yourself looks. Gina down the hill on 10. Go up to 8. You say heat. A little sunshine starting to peek through the clouds. I haven't said that too much this week. Safely aboard. So John did well to leave it in the correct segment of the green coming from the rough, but that doesn't look like a particularly good putt. Try to come back at the end, just a little overread. Kim Jae-hee, former Singapore Women's Open champion, did that on her birthday, 21st birthday, at the Tanamura Country Club a couple of years ago. At 7-9 here, finds herself at 1 under par, in need of a birdie or 2. From there, that was a poor swing. Outside chance for GU to move into the outright lead. I feel that more likely to two-putt it from this spot than actually can it. Give it a bit of a run. He's coming uphill. Tentative for the first time today, and that's no gimme. Back to 5, and Jenny Sung have to get close to a right hole location from a hook fly, but she's going to do her level best. And she'll take that result. Excellent distance control. Yi Chong after that brilliant tee shot. Take herself up into the top 10 with this birdie. Good look at what players face coming into this 7th green. Water guarding the entire left-hand side of this par 4. For all 3 players, first part of the equation has been completed. Safely find the fairway. Now it's just how brave do you want to get? The only issue is if you take a direct line from where Sung Yoo Jin is to the target, there's a bit of a hump. 6 paces short of this pin. If you do pitch on it, it just kicks on towards the back edge. Saw it earlier with Lee Se-hee and even earlier on with Choi Ye-rim. So anything about 20, 30 feet just right along of this pin. That's a perfectly acceptable golf shot. So what you don't want to do is just try and be too greedy, not catch it solid, and bring that water into play. So she's got some math to do as we go back across to the 6th and the birdie putt of Cohen He. Hook lie, right half of the green. Try and let this work in. Just like that. Good smart shot. Looks like Hong Ji-won. Should mean that this is the 18th. Oh, it's a 4th shot, so obviously ran into some trouble off the tee. Trying to make par the hard way. That was a full club out. Clumsy stuff at this simplified hole. Chum. Bold with the way she plays this hole. Ooh, too bold. Trying. It's not bad, but alignment perhaps a touch off. Oh, gee, I'll be giving away shots for free with 3 putts. This for par. Okay. Never in doubt. How bold does Eugene want to be with this 7-iron? There's been a good amount of help in the air. Yes, quality shot, a really good shot in fact. Just a little kick in left for Hee Jong's par. She's a tremendously patient customer, dedicated practice routine as well. Speaking to her caddy, Lee Sun-suk, so they got to the club at 4:30 yesterday morning, was still there at 6:30 p.m. She is a practice monster, in the words of her caddy. As Lee Se-hee just shaves the left edge with that birdie putt on 8. So that is the kind of dedication and discipline to put in the hours, to put in the hard work that you're going to need if you want to make it in this professional game. Nothing is ever handed to you. The tee at 7, go at 3 wood. Squeeze this down the right half. Just through the fairway for the co-leader. Fraction, you end up in that fairway bunker, and that always complicates things a little, just demands a solid swing. Solid swing is what Hee Jong will give us. Good shot there. Good touch for Chung. First green she's missed today, but that's going to make a difference. It's going to be a 7th par in a row. The lady at 2 over par. Chen will approach into the 5th. And it's going to lead to a birdie 4, so opens her account for the day with a nice birdie there, moving her inside the top 10, getting a little busy at 8 under par. Go to An from distance at the 7th for birdie. G1 is having all kinds of problems on 18. That pitch grabbed a whole lot quicker than she wanted, and all where we're seeing birdies and the odd eagle. She's in danger of dropping a double in there. Really nicely played second shot, read the wind nicely, trusted herself and her number. Eugene birdie looked to move to 10 under. Oh, good putt. She's hit a lot of those today. Just about giving herself chances. Hit it time and time again. Actually, keep giving herself looks. Run is going to drop. Should be pretty straightforward little tap in for Chun Han Kyo's part. Nothing straightforward, and well, it's just golf. He's had so many good looks. This is one green, hits a good chip, and then makes a mess of things. Speaking of mess, G1. Oh, thankfully that one curls in for just a bogey. First to play out of this group into the 7th. Actually a big high sling and draw, so this thing should suit her eye quite nicely. shot out of the left rough yesterday. Much easier task this Friday for Hee-jong. Started at that tree just to the left of the TV tower. Turn a little draw off that. Very well done. Good quality shot out of the green. Exactly where she was looking to leave it. And she's going to get a little line read off Cohen Hee as well. What kind of lie does Ko Ji-yu have in that left rough? That's going to determine her options. Still, I say the prudent players just look out right. You can barely see the top quarter of that golf ball. Shocked if she decides to start this at the pin. Really ample room out towards that TV tower. Bit of help in the air as well for her. Off on a pretty bold line. I know she's swinging with confidence if she's taking on the flagstick from a position like that. What a shot from Ko Ji-yu. To the tee at 8 with Sung Woo Jin, and plunging it back on 6. It's that 6 iron. Fresh off a nice birdie there at the 5th. Here we are on 6 with Jun Yi-sung, who's 8 under par. Here's Sehi at 9, placed in the middle of the fairway. Really accessible pin. I haven't seen too many birdies on this hole today. It's going to come off the slope a little. Good shot. +3 after that short miss on 8. Phil starting to hit the panic button a little. Here's Yun Hua Young just making the turn. 9th hole of the day, a birdie look on the 18th. See there, the projected cut has moved to 3 under par, so little concern for the players at 2 under. No concerns if you're Yang Hyo-jin and Kim Min-ju. They're safely into the weekend. Ko Ji-yu, 3 under for her day. Still plenty of golf left to play. Well, that's going to bring to the end our Day 2 coverage. If you want to follow along with scoring here at High1cc, head on over to the KLPGA Tour's website. Hopefully we'll get as many holes as we can complete it today. If not, we'll see you for Day 3 tomorrow afternoon. Bye-bye for now.